But with that, you have to have that reset time, that
Yeah.
washing the day off and acknowledging, thinking of problems that you might have, and then saying, okay, that is a current problem. Can I do anything about it? Yes, no, no. Okay, fine. So don't worry about it.
Yeah.
And then if there is a problem, find a solution for it. Because I think often we get so stressed and tensed up
Hmm.
something that happened today or something that's currently on your plate. And then you stress and you stress and you stress, and it goes on for days and weeks and months. But it could have been just a mindset thing of, can I do anything about it? Yes or no? And most or
Hmm.
some you can't do anything about it, then shelf it.
Hello and welcome to Blending and Mending. On the podcast today, I have Lourette du Toit. She is the owner of Dermology, multiple practices across South Africa. She's a mommy, she's a wife. Lourette, we're so excited to have you on the podcast.
I'm so excited and mostly grateful for the invitation. It's such
Oh,
an honor. And yes, I'm very happy to be here, and I can't wait to share some tips and tricks.
oh, we can't wait to get them. So
Yeah.
I'm going to soak up this time and get as much out of you as I can for our listeners. So, jumping straight into our topic. So, I've been playing around with this idea of, do we do a topic on self care? Blending and mending focuses so much on relationships and divorce and struggles with children, etc. How do I weave this in? And the reason, Lourette, I reached out to you is because we're seeing this more and more. We're seeing this in all sorts of family dynamics where women specifically are juggling multiple roles. So, whether you're the mom, the stepmom, the wife, the partner, picking up the kids, dropping them off, the professional at work. And I know that there's a lens for this for males too, but I do want to rope it back to women today for this episode specifically. So, seeing a lot of questioning around self care. How do we incorporate it? How do we even get the time to do it? And it's one of the reasons I reached out to you because I'm a massive fan of Dermology and what you'll do. And we'll get into that a little bit later. But when I thought about this topic, I thought you're the person I need to speak to. So before we get into the conversation, thank you for accepting to be on the podcast. I know you're a busy, busy, busy lady.
Now, when it comes to self care and talking about this topic specifically, I'm always there, ready for
Stunning,
it.
stunning. So, Lourette, what does self care mean to you?
It's such a broad topic. I think you can bring it from various different sides.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, it's from outside to inside, top to toe, everything. So I'm in the business of skin, and
Yeah.
skin is my thing, if you can say that. But self care goes far beyond washing your face at night and putting on your
Mm-hmm.
moisturizers. It's a lot more to do. I think also, especially these days, we've gone through the whole pandemic. Everybody's feathers were ruffled, and we were brought back to our basics. And we're now concentrating on health. And I think self care and health, they go hand in hand. For
Oh,
me, almost
absolutely.
that's cinnamon, or at the moment for me. But the yeah, it's so important to understand and to realize at the end of the day, you are who you are in the world. You maybe you've got your business, you're a wife, you're a mom, you all of these
Mm-hmm.
different things, but we forget that I'm me. And who's me? Who am I? Who's that person? I think over the years, we get so busy and stuck in different things, we forget who we are in our own capacity. If you take everything else away, who are you going to be? And, I actually had this feeling the other day. It was now holiday and the kids were home, and Marlon, my husband, was home. He travels a lot. So he was also home, full house. And all of a sudden, Marlon went to the Himalayas. He's there. He's now been in the snow looking for the snow leopard. My children's back at school. And I'm at work. And the other day I went back, I had to quickly pop back to the house, and I had this half hour, like 30 minutes, where I had nothing to do. I literally had no one around me. My to-do list is done. And I was like, what am I supposed to do now? And I realized this is how we lose ourselves. Who am I? And I think that's why it's so important for self-care, because it will help
Mhm.
us get back to that, to understand who you are.
But it's so interesting you speak about that half an hour because we crave that. We verbalize that we want that. And then when we have it, we actually don't know what to do with it. And then we jump
Exactly.
onto social media. So, yes, I absolutely get that. And I know there's a lot of campaigns around Me Too. So, if you can look after yourself and look after your family, you need to look after yourself. Me Too. Um, Realistically, in terms of, again, all of those routines, wearing all of those different hats, how do we practically carve out the time for self care? I mean, where do we even start with that?
Yeah, schedules are busy. And I think for
Mm-hmm.
everything, and I probably use this excuse probably every day, but there's just no time. There's not enough time in the day. And I think that's the very first thing we just need to overcome. Because if
Mm-hmm.
there is something is a priority for you, priorities at the moment is maybe I have to go pick up the kids, I have to attend that meeting, I have to see that patient or client, and maybe it's I have to go to gym. And
You're on my page. Maybe.
but now, if we're not going to prioritize self care, and again, self care can mean going to the gym or having that um, 30 minutes long bath or hour long bath or
Mm-hmm.
painting or crafting or building a puzzle, whatever it is. If you're not going to prioritize that, it's not going to happen because you're not going to have enough time. We're going to use that excuse very easily.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, what's helped was, especially now in the beginning of the year, gratitude is high on my list. I want to make sure that I practice gratitude every single day in every single thing that happens, because I started doing it last year, and it just completely changed the way I do things and how things are happening around me also, and the feedback and all of that. So gratitude for me is also a form of self-care.
Mm-hmm.
And so what I do to help or to get those things in my daily schedule is to wake up in the morning and you do your first thing in the morning, whatever it is. If it's running for the kettle for your first coffee, or going to your journal for your gratitude list, or making your things, whatever it is, I think that's such a first step. It's like your own morning meeting.
Mm-hmm.
You have to
I
have your own
love
morning.
that. Your own morning meeting. That
Yeah.
is such a cool concept. We're absolutely going to have to coin that because but the thing is, if you think about our diaries, right, we've got everything scheduled from one meeting to the next,
Yes.
time to pick up the kids, extramural, what this looks like, juggling things around. But we don't have that little sentence, like you're saying, my morning meeting with
Yes.
myself, what I need. That is
Yes.
so powerful. I think you're onto
Yes.
something there, Lourette. You can open up another
Absolutely.
practice.
Yeah. So you have you identify the things that needs to happen today, and in those things that's usually your priorities, like we know something that has to happen, you prioritize your self-care, and you prioritize, I'm going to come home today, I'm going to wash my face before we get stuck with fighting with the kids to eat their food, or there's so many different things, but you name it, you name that thing that you have to do that forms part of
Mhm.
your work. Make it as part of your to-do list, and then there's no excuses.
That's beautiful. And like that little tick box. If you could give us a snapshot in terms of the day in the life of Lourette, what does your routine look like? And importantly, plugging into that evening routine that you and I spoke about. Can you give our listeners insights there?
So a day in my life, I've got there's a few different days that I have. So I've got the normal day when my husband is home, and then I've got the day when he's not home.
What did you coin that? You called it I'm the fake single mom. I loved it.
Like single one. But listen,
Yeah.
I have the biggest respect for a single parent. It
Absolutely.
is a hard, hard job. I don't do it permanently. I do get a tiny little taste of it, but hats off, you know. But so when he's now, so for today, for example, he's sitting in the Himalayas, running after snow leopards, and I this morning I would wake up, I'd have my morning meeting, and then I go downstairs, I get all the bags ready and school lunches. I'm not the mom that packs school lunches the previous night.
I'm the same as you. It's morning
I'm
of.
an early bird. I'm an
Yeah.
early bird, and then when it becomes night, I want to go to bed. I don't. I won't stay up late.
I will stop.
So I'll get up very early and I'll do my things first to get my life sorted, and then get the school lunches ready. Um, I make sure that I shower first and get my skincare and all of that sorted. With me, I'm not a contouring makeupy person at all. I do my moisturizer, sunblock, BB cream, and mascara. So it goes very quickly. And then I'm in the kitchen getting them ready. Go get the kids, get them ready. I drop them, then I go to gym. So straight from the kids dropping, I go straight to my gym. I do my morning class. I come back, get ready for work, and I go to work. Everything is nice in close proximity. It hasn't been this way um, I think for the first 9 years. I lived very far from work. We first lived in Harties, and I worked in
Okay.
and that's about 2 hours. It's ridiculous. Nobody told me when we moved from the Kruger National Park to Joburg to live in Harties and work in Sandton is a bad idea.
It's a different life.
My day at Dermology is a lot about checking in with my various clinics. I speak to everybody
Mm-hmm.
daily. It's very important for me to check in with every single person every day. My WhatsApp is, I don't know, like a ping pong machine. It goes ping, ping, ping the whole time. But it's, I will probably speak about team and team health, but my
Mm-hmm.
team is my everything when it comes to business, because without them, none of this would be possible. So I put a lot of energy into each individual, from finding that perfect person and having them and growing them in our teams.
Mm-hmm.
And then I get home after I get the kids, drop them, come back to work, and then later I go home. And then the first thing I do when I get home is I wash my face. So I go straight to my bathroom. I take all my makeup off, or I shower, depending what's the story, and then I just make sure that I get nice and clean, reset my skin, and
Mm-hmm.
then it's children time, family time. And then I make sure my kids are all ready for the afternoon. We do different activities and I get them later on, we get them to bed. And then that's usually me. When they sleep, I sleep. I'm not the one stay awake.
My partner Tristan, when Mila goes, when she's home with us and she goes to bed at just before 8, he knows I'm gonna fall asleep with her. If I come down, I come down. If I don't, I don't. But what you're touching on, Lourette, I think is so important because it's routine. And like you're saying, some days look different to others. But there's a routine in terms of how you start your day, the role that you play when you're at the office, when you pick up the kids, going straight back into mommy mode. And when you and I had our pre-chat prior to the recording, you described it so beautifully. You said when you get into the shower, when you wash your face, you're washing off the day. And there was I don't know, I just resonated with that comment because I thought it is a reset. I've had my day. I can now check out. I can give myself permission to check out. I
Yeah.
might have to respond to emails later tonight. Let's see how that goes. But I can reset, and tomorrow is another day. And I just
Yeah.
thought that was so beautiful because we put so much on our plate and we don't allow ourselves just to reset.
Yes, it's important to reset and acknowledge everything that has happened. And for me, and I'm sure with a lot of people, work does not stop. It won't stop.
Hmm.
Email doesn't stop. We are in business with people all over the world. Most of us, so there's different time zones, and you are
Yeah.
forced to work after our what is after hours anymore anyway. And as a lot of people who are business owners, they know we are going to invest everything we have into our businesses, whether it's outside of business hours or not. But with that, you have to have that reset time, that
Yeah.
washing the day off, and acknowledging, thinking of problems that you might have, and then saying, okay, that is a current problem. Can I do anything about it? Yes, no, no. Okay, fine. So don't worry about it.
Yeah.
And then if there is a problem, find a solution for it. Because I think often we get so stressed and tensed up,
Hmm.
something that happened today or something that's currently on your plate, and then you stress and you stress and you stress, and it goes on for days and weeks and months. But it could have been just a mindset thing of, can I do anything about it? Yes or no. And most or
Hmm.
some you can't do anything about it, then shelf it, throw it away, don't think
Love
about it.
that.
don't you don't have to lose sleep on these things. And that all goes when I walk into my bathroom. That's the kind of vibes that I get. You wash your day off. You wash that problems that you can't do anything
Hmm.
about, and don't think about it because it will
Yeah.
affect you negatively.
And again, it's intentional, right? It's intentional mindset. So
Yeah.
when we were chatting, you spoke about this positive mindset that you instill with your team because you work with a team of women only. Talk a little bit about that because what I loved about the conversation, it's about fixing each other's crowns and not taking each other's crowns off. So
Mm.
tell us a little bit about that and how you drive that self-care within your practices.
Listen, working with a whole bunch of women. We had a meeting this morning here in Santon on site, and I said to them, we are not a team that creates drama. We
Hmm.
create good drama, yes, but not bad drama. We love drama, but not the bad drama.
Hmm.
Working with so many women in a team comes with challenges, but also a lot of amazing days, and us being able just to resonate with each other. You know, you spend so many hours a day in each other's presence or in each other's space that you become friends whether you want to or not, and you become empathetic towards that person, and you interested in that person's life at home. So at Dermology, we are a combination of very young girls. We call them, the youngest one is we call her our last born. And
Okay.
then, and then we have a lot of moms in our teams. We have a mom in our team of 5 children. We have a brand new mommy who just got her first baby. She's now on maternity leave, maybe I think around two
Okay.
weeks old. So a very nice combination of different lifestyles and setups. And I think that is so important because we are embracing everybody to have their personal life and to have
Hmm.
their family time, because that is the very first thing that I want to focus on. If somebody phones and say, I can't come to work, my child is sick, they had fevers the whole night, I know what it's like.
Yeah.
I know what you as a mom feel like, and I won't be shouting at you because you know are an hour late. Those are
Hmm.
the things that we implemented in the demology culture, is to give each other. There's a few phrases I always bring up in our team meetings, and they giggle already when they hear me. But it's giving each other benefit of the doubt always. Nobody is here to impact anybody negatively
Mm-hmm.
on purpose. So if something's happened, give each other benefit of the doubt, have each other's back, find the problem, and then find the solution. Then the big thing I implemented for 2024 is 2024. We're going to move ahead with motion without emotion. It's very
Oh,
important for us
wow.
girls. Very important for us girls, you know. We can
Because we can get
ease
stuck
fly
there.
off our
We can get
rocket.
stuck there. I need to add that into my morning meeting. That needs to be the first line I see.
Listen, so you know, we sometimes being in the service industry, you obviously also deal with a lot of people, and that person that's going to come and reach out for your service also goes through a lot of other things. You one step or one tick box on their daily list of,
Mm-hmm.
oh, I need to go pick up my skincare, or I need to book my treatment. This is one of their things. So now maybe they reach out, yeah, somebody else made them angry along the way. So now they don't have a lot of patience when they maybe come here. And things can ruffle up, right? And it's our job to identify these things and to be patient and to work in a certain manner to let that person feel comfortable and confident and at home, and to just bring down
So
that.
beautiful.
And yeah, so when we, especially also in the business industry, if you have a issue, or you run into an issue, somebody didn't do something and it's for the fifth time, and you have said now a million times,
Mm-hmm.
remove the emotion. Instead of flying off your rocket and phoning me, if a manager phones me and screams and say, no, this and that and this and that, and they don't know anymore how many more times they have to say this or reiterate, remove the emotion. Look at the facts. Let's stay calm. Let's stay quiet and listen and look at the facts, find a solution. And there's always a solution. Whether it is poor work performance, we all know what the next step is. If there's this and that,
Mm-hmm.
we all know what the next step is. And I promise you, the moment you take away that angry, and then everything becomes more clear, and the
Mm-hmm.
answers are lying right in front of you. So
So it's
this is
about being
something.
centered.
Yes. So I'm really trying to remind everybody on this continuously, and then they to me as well, because just because we have one meeting in the beginning of the year, this is what we're going to do, you have to continuously talk about it, remind each
Yeah.
other this is how we're going to do things, um, to actually implement it. So yeah, I mean, this is just the tip of our iceberg. I can go on and on and on and on.
But I think what I keep hearing is have the conversations, be intentional, carve out that time to spend time with the team. I love the idea of taking the emotions out of it because, like you're saying, we can spiral in that space. I'm guilty of that, especially with certain triggers that we have, right? There could
Yeah.
be one client who triggers you, just seeing their face, you're like, oh my gosh, hi. And then you've got your own triggers at home and with the kids. And so I love that. So, what was the phrase you said? Moving forward in motion without the emotion,
We're going to move forward with motion without emotion.
making that a mantra. I think that's stunning.
Yes.
Um, Lourette, I cannot have you on this call without you giving us a few skincare tips because people are going to be like, Chantal, you have Lourette on the call, get get the good stuff. So I do need some skincare tips from you that we can link back to self-care. And then also, please tell us about Dermology. I mean, I can go on and on about Dermology, but yeah, just your lens and your view would be beautiful.
Dermology has been the brand that I live, eat, and breathe for the last 11 years. And I'm very, very fortunate to have become part of this family. Oh, yeah, this Dermology family back in the day, just when they opened their doors. how it worked was I was working in the Kruger National Park as the spa manager at a five-star game lodge. My husband was a
Mhm.
game breaker there, and I got a very serious case of khaki fever. And yeah, so we got married. We moved to Johannesburg, and I started with this with Dermology as they opened their doors, and I'm so grateful for that opportunity that was given to me on that day. And my focus always was I want to have a business, I want to grow a business, I want to grow a team. But I didn't really understand yet the industry where I want to do it in. And I started off in the spa industry. And
Mhm.
although I really loved it and I love the human and the touch and all of that, I wasn't really convinced yet. And then I came into the aesthetic industry and I fell in love with it. It was hands down the industry I had to be in. And then, of course, lasers came into the mix, and that's where I niched in. And
Okay.
yeah, so fast forward 10 years later, we've grown our teams exceptionally. We've added more branches. We now throughout South Africa, and every single human part of this operation in our team is like family. We are all like-minded when it comes to skin and laser. But also, if you look at Dermology, everywhere on our social media, you'll see plants. A little bit
Yes.
plant obsessed. Just a tiny bit. But the plants represents growth. And I remember as a young, engaged or freshly married girl who wanted to grow her career, I wanted to always be more and more and more. I wanted to climb that ladder. That's what I wanted.
Mhm.
And I was obsessed with it. And sometimes throughout the years before I became the owner, I felt like I'm going too slow, or I desperately wanted to branch out, but that opportunity wasn't possible at that stage. So things like that happened. But I remember how important it was for me to grow and grow. And it's not always just financially, it's that your capabilities, your
Yes.
task, new things that you learn. I remember doing my first interview to employ someone. I celebrated. It was such a milestone. I loved it. There's so many different things, but so for me, its growth is a very big thing in my heart, on my mind all the time. So every single person comes into Dermology, we have a meeting, and I continue that. I do continuous meetings with them to understand what is their goals, where do they want
Mhm.
to be in 5 years, and how can I help them make that happen? Because I want to make sure everybody understands that growth, the plants, all of that growth is a very big factor here in Dermology. But if you're working with me, that's what we're pushing for. We're pushing each other. We're going to push each other and hold each other accountable. Remember, this is where you want to be. So you have to get up on that stage now. Let's do this. And
Love
this
that.
is the kind of things that really excites me, and that's Dermology. We're not just a laser clinic,
Yeah.
your laser clinic
Can I
around.
just say, Lourette, Dermology is love. From the moment you open up those doors and you've got Sandra with her big smile sitting at reception, right? Um, and she just glows and she's just got this energy and she's just so kind. I mean, everyone is, right? But she's the one that really stands out to me. And you walk through the practice and everyone wants to know, how are you? And they take the time to chit chat. The last time I took my daughter, everyone asked me that, what is your name? How old are you? What school are you in? And I left that day with my little girl. You're going to love this. We did the the nano treatment.
Yeah.
And Mila was with me. Nomsa was doing the treatment. And Nomsa said to Mila, so what do you think about this, Mila? And my little 7-year-old looked at her and said, this is so satisfying.
Yes.
So Nomsa said, I've got an intern, we've got an apprentice who can help us over weekends. But dermology is professional, it's niche. You just feel like it's a little urban escape. You get what you need from the ladies who work there, but you just feel like you're part of a family. So I need to just thank you guys for that and show my
That
appreciation.
is wonderful. That is such. That's amazing feedback. Thank you so much for that. And
Pleasure.
I absolutely agree with Sandra being front of house. I mean, she was born to do this and more.
100%.
Um, yes, she's really fantastic in what she's doing, and everybody
She's
loves her.
vavavoom.
Yeah, we love her.
And then I'm conscious of time. So, Lourette, 2 quick skincare tips, and
Okay.
then we're going to say our goodbyes.
Okay, so skin tips, less is more, please. We're not going to layer our faces with 1,000 creams and potions and lotions. Less is more. There's one product that I feel if you breathe, you should use it, and it's called Thorclor. It's
Folklore.
yeah, the specific product is GF1. It smells like swimming pool water. Okay,
It's amazing.
fantastic. I spray it on my kids every morning when they wake up and they go do their brushing teeth, washing face situations. I make them stand in front of me. The 5-year-old, my 8-year-old does it herself now, but my 5-year-old stands in front of me facing the mirror, and then I wash his face, and then I just blot him dry like that. We're not going to rub. And then I spray him with a GF. Everybody gets a spray in the face of GF, let it dry so they brush their teeth. And then I put the sunblock on and off they go. And every
Stunning.
single morning, every single night, GF. And yeah, so less is more. Apply your GF and never skip your sunscreen. There are still a few humans out there in the world like sunscreen. But again, priorities and suck it up. Put that sunblock on your face. Okay, there's so many different brands out there that caters for the golfer who's moaning about the sunscreen that's running into his eyes, or the sunscreen that's a little bit oily, or it's making them look washed out, things like that.
Mhm.
There's different options, but your perfect sunscreen is out there. Just need someone specialized to help you find it. Have to apply your sunblock. Very important.
Lourette, you're just awesome. How do people get a hold of you? How do they reach out to you?
Okay, so I'm on social media. We are on all the platforms basically. So we're on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Reels. We are also on email. So on Instagram, we are at Dermology_Africa or at Lourette Laser and Skin. And then I've got specific handles for each location as well. Otherwise, I don't know if are you going to add in email address or contact
I
number?
will add all your social medias. I will link that to our episode show notes. But Lourette, you are the definition of absolute humility. You are so kind. You're so much fun. I just feel like I want to have a glass of wine with you. And you're an absolute inspiration. I mean, I'm an industrial psychologist, and listening to the ethics you apply in terms of your business, the principles that matter to you and that matter to your team, just that co-creation, doing it together, um, it's growth, and you're going to reach all the milestones. Absolutely. I'm putting it into the universe for you.
Here we go. We have to do it. We have to do it.
Absolutely.
Support each other. Collaboration over competition. Always.
Absolutely. Lourette, thank you for your time today. I appreciate it so, so much.
Thank you. And thank you for inviting me. And we should
Oh,
definitely
pleasure.
catch up afterwards. Okay.
I would love that. I'm going to keep you posted. Bye, Lourette. Take care. Bye.